In this video, you are going to learn how to create cloth simulation using Vellum in Houdini. Also, if you want to support me, you can check out the Patreon. And if you guys want to learn Unreal Engine personally, then please check the description to contact me as I am running my live Unreal Engine classes. So without any delay, let's jump into Houdini. I have opened a new Houdini scene here and I have saved the file to my project directory. Now let's start with our geometry node here. So we are going to press the tab key and we are just going to type the geometry. I'm going to rename this to cloth and I'm going to dive in. And here I'm going to start with a basically planar patch. You can use the plane also, but I'm going to use the planar patch because it gives me some really good subdivisions which I can use for the cloth simulation. So let's just type planar and you can get the planar patch here. Now you can see we have this planar patch and it's somewhat different from our plane. You can see we are having some really good lines here, some patches here, which are going to work really good. So let's just increase this to the size of 4 in the y-axis. And I'm going to hide the grid as well because I don't need the grid here. Okay, so let's just hide the grid. And now you can see it's looking something like this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do this to YZ plane. So we can see here, so we can set our camera something like this. Okay. And now what you can do, you can also change the edge length. So basically edge length just means the subdivision. So if I take this to 0.05, you can see the subdivisions have increased basically. We are going to take it to 0.04 for the starting. And when we are going to simulate it, we are going to take it to 0.01. Now let's just add a vellum cloth here. So we are going to type V cloth and you can see we directly have the vellum configure cloth. So this is the shortcut that you can use if you know the exact name of the node. So I type VC. So whatever is starting from VC is just selected. Okay. And then I'm going to add this vellum cloth and now I'm going to add a vellum solver here. So V and S and solver. Okay. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to turn on the real time toggle as well. We are just going to save the node here as well. Okay. And now what we are going to do, we are going to just do some changes here before simulating. Okay. Because right now if I simulate here, you will see that it is going to go down here. Okay. So you can see I don't want this. I want to disable the gravity here to in order to work with this. So I'm going to select my vellum solver here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to forces and I'm going to make sure that I don't have any gravity because I want my cloth to basically float in the air here. Okay. And now you can see we have done this to 0 here. So if I click on play here, you are going to see nothing is happening because there is no force here. There is no velocity here. Okay. So we need to add those things here. So what we are going to do, we are going to now just go inside and we are going to add a pop drag. So let's just type P and pop force. So let's just type P and force. Okay. So pop force here. Okay. Sorry for the spelling. So we have this pop force and we are going to connect it here. And now if I click on play here, you can see we don't see much movement in the cloth here because the reason is that amplitude is set to 0 here. So let me just take it to 1 and let me just click on play and now you can see we are getting this result here. Okay. Some type of cloth simulation which is looking really good. Let's just increase this to 3 here and now let's just click on play. So now you can see we have much more amplitude here. Okay. Now let's just go back here into our cloth. Okay. And now what we can do, we can go to vellum cloth here and we can play with the settings here. So the first thing that I don't want the bend stiffness. So if I take this to 0, you will feel the change here as well. So now you can see we are getting this details here. Okay. It's looking something like this. And one more thing I want some more stretch here as well in the rest length scale. So let's just take it to 1.4 or 1.5 maybe. And now if I click on play, you can see we are getting this result. This is looking not that good. I agree on that because we don't have that much segments and you can see it's going really fast, the pop force. So we can slow it down with the help of pop drag. So what we are going to do, we are going to dive inside again and I'm going to add a pop drag here. So let's just type pop drag and let's just add it here. Okay. By default, it's way too much on the 1. So let's just do 0.3 here. And now let's just play it again. So now you can see this is looking nice. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it much more random here. So I'm going to make sure that I offset it around maybe let's say 32. Okay. And let's just play it again. Yeah, this is looking good. Okay. So now you can see this is done. But what I want to increase and see how it is looking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my this and I'm going to take it to 0.3 here. Okay. Or maybe 0.2, 0.02, and let's just click on play again. Okay. And yeah, this is looking good. And now what I want to add more details. So let's assume if the cloth is bent, okay, we are going to get much more details here. So what we can do, we can add a bend modifier. So let's just click on this again, plane, and let's just type bend here. And I'm going to add the bend here. Okay. So now if I click here, you can see there is nothing happening. So if I press enter key here, you can see the direction is here. Okay, what I want it here, so I can bang something like this. Okay, something like this. So what we need to do, we need to do certain things here in order to do this. So first thing you want is that you want the origin, the direction not in the z axis. Okay, this is the z axis if you see here. So this is our z axis, we want in y axis. Okay, so let's just do our capture origin, capture direction to 1. Okay, and this to 0. And what I want to move this capture origin somewhat upwards. Okay, so you can see the origin direction here, which is 2. Okay, and then I'm going to reduce the capture length, increase the capture length to 4, which is my basically this plane here. Okay, so you can see here it's 4. So I have done this, and you can see it's going upwards here. So if I do the capture origin to -2, you can say it's coming downward. Okay, so what happens now if I take this to 1 and if I take this downward to -2, let's say, or you can press the enter key and just move it downwards. Okay, but now if I take this to 4, you can see here is the gap which is -2. So now what you can do, you can just bend it something like this. See, okay, so you can see this. And now what I want to add some twist here. So what you can do, you can turn on the twist here as well. So let's just turn on this twist. And what I will do, I will do a twist of let's say 180. And now you can see we are getting this result. Okay, so now let's just do one thing. Let's just see how it is looking in Vellum solver. So now if I click on play here, you can see we are getting some really nice details here. Okay, this is looking really good. Okay, yeah, this is feeling much better. And now what you can do, you can increase the pop drag as well if you don't want this much motion. So let's just do 0.4 here and let's just click on play. Yeah, this is looking much better. Okay, we are going to increase the segments as well, but before doing this, we are going to go here, and before simulating what I want to basically delete all the attributes which are extra. So what happens, it will just simulate quickly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a attribute delete node. So what you can do, you can do A and delete. Okay, so you will find the attribute delete node. And what I want to keep the material UVs but delete the rest on non-selected. So let's just click on non-selected here. Okay, so you need to make sure that you have the correct attribute and just add the material UV. So let's just add the material UV in the point attribute, material UV. Okay, so now you can see we are having this material UV which is going to be in our point attribute. Okay, you can add the star here as well before it, or if you don't want, you don't need to do it. So if I click on information, you can see we are having this material UV written. Okay, and now what I can do, I can cache this out. So let's just add a file cache. And I'm going to render only 50 frames because I want this in the slow motion, something like a soft wind is going on and something like that. So we are going to retime it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break the connection here. Okay, delete the channels, and I'm going to render only 50 frames. Okay, and before doing anything here, before rendering or something like that, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go here and I'm just going to make sure that it's around 0.01. So we get much more denser segments here. So if you see, it's cooking here. Okay, let it cook. And now if I zoom in, you can see there are much more segments here. Okay, So let's just go into our file cache and let's just cache this out and let's just save to disk here. And I will be back once the caching is done. Okay, the caching is completed and you can see this is how it is looking here. You can see the details are looking really good here. Okay, I am getting some really good result here as well. Okay, if you want, you can do something like this. You can see where my grid is basically. So you can see it's going downward. So we can do something like this in the angle. Okay, and if I turn off my grid again, you can say this is looking much beautiful. And don't worry about all this stuff because it's going really fast. We are going to basically slow it down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a retime node. Okay, so let's just type retime here. And what I want it to, don't hold it, I want it to extend in both output and input range. And I want the speed to be really slow, like 0.05 or something like that. Okay, and now if I click on play, you can see it's really slow here. And you can see it's going really slow. Okay, so it's really slow. What I am going to do, I'm going to just do maybe maybe 0.05 or 0.08. Okay, something like this. Let's just play it again. And now you can see the result. This is looking nice, but I want to offset this as well. And for in order to do the offset, you need to add a time offset mate. So let's just add a time offset here. So what I'm going to do, I am going to type time and shift. So we are going to offset the time as well. Okay, and I'm going to type the basically a command here, which is $f. So $frame plus 150. So every frame it is going to increase. Okay, so now you can see the result here as well. So if I click on my play, you can see this result. So it start with basically 150th frame and it keeps on increasing here. Okay, frame by frame. So you can see the result here as well. This is looking really good here. Okay, you can see the result. The cloth is looking really nice here as well. If you want, now you can play with the settings as well. You can play with the time as well. Okay, so let's just maybe do a retime of 0.05 again. Okay, and let's just see how this is looking. Yeah, this is looking nice and I'm getting some really good result. Okay, yeah, the cloth is bending here. You can see these details here. Okay, so if you are going to do something like this, it is going to look nice. Okay, don't worry about this because once we apply the material, okay, on the two-sided, it is not going to have any issue here. Okay, yeah, this is looking much better. So you need to play with the settings and all that stuff in order to get the good result that you want. In the next part, what we are going to do, we are going to output this to Blender and we are going to render it with Blender as well. And I am also going to add a bonus session in which I am going to show you how you can render this in Solaris if you want to render in Houdini itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just the starting of the Houdini FX series. I am going to cover much more topics as well. Okay. If you like this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to learn Houdini, and I will see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye bye guys.